Alright folks, welcome back. It's game 1 in the best of 5 finale for the second ever Lycan League. Spawning here in the top right corner of the map. What are you writing in chat? It's like borderline fan fiction. Zombiegrub's talking about Nate and Rotterdam dating. Oh, I see. It's the joke on the dynamic of us casting together. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
I didn't read that part. I just saw you talking about Nate and Roddy dating. I was like, well, they did watch 50 Shades of Grey together. So. Anyways, welcome back to the Lycan League. A quick plug to the creator of the tournament. Make sure to follow him on Twitter, guys. LycanGTV. And, of course, make sure to watch his show, The Late Game, every week. But getting into this, spawning in the top right corner of the map, he's got Abraham Lincoln, Uncle Sam, and even Obama on his side, because today is President's Day. And in the top right, we have USA's blue Terran Xenocider.
In the bottom left, as the red Zerg, it's Acer's Bly.
You know, I don't want to start any rumors or nothing, but I mean, Nate and Roddy do live together too.
I know, they live together, they see, like, NC-17 movies together.
Yeah, I just, you know, I think you're solving a puzzle that nobody else realized was there.
Thank you. I'm really good at solving puzzles.
No, it's funny though, because, yeah, guys, it's just so misogynistic that you guys think that me and Zombiegrub are dating all the time, but you don't apply that same double standard to other streamers.
It is only when a girl appears does it ever like come into effect. Like, oh, they must be attracted to each other.
Yeah, like, does anyone take 2
People don't
seconds
exist,
to
guys.
think?
They're like magical fairies.
Right? Does no one take 2 seconds to consider that Zombiegrub is way, like, under my league? Why would I date down like that?
It's true. Rifkin is out of my league, so what are you gonna do?
Rifkin's out of this world. Swing!
Swing.
I definitely struck a pose, but I'm glad we don't have caster cams because you guys couldn't see it and it was super embarrassing. But we talked a little bit about this, like who was going to take this series. Now, I still think the favoritism goes to Xenocider because he's a pretty darn solid player. But at the same time, Bly, you know, these early 6-lings, moves like this that are kind of classic to him, I'm not sure if Xeno's ready to expect this. He might think this is a once-off game where, you know, Bly sends out 6-lings early, but really we know this is more often than not that happens. He'll get an Overlord for his troubles, which is nice, but without that Reaper, it's not going to be so fun stopping these lings from killing that SCV.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, whoa. Oh, Xenocider, nice. Already brings down 2 SCVs to help.
Yeah, I mean,
Really
he lost
nice.
one across the map, so he saw the 6-lings. Like, he knew the count.
Yeah, but he didn't try and you sacrifice the SCV at the low ground. He just knew exactly what to do. And it might still not work out. Oh, the poor Marine spot.
Well, the Zerglings are doing what they can, but I think for the most part, he's kind of held, as weird as that is to phrase. It's a lot of SCVs, and you would argue like, oh, he's losing minerals, and he is, but he's got mules to make up for this. Now, oh, he does get the SCV in the end, so for Bly's sake, kind of mission accomplished, but only for a second.
What's more worrying is the Roach follow-up. Because he didn't have a Reaper, because SCV scouted that was died scouting. He doesn't know that the Roach, I mean, Xenocider's probably assuming, okay, he's running up behind this, he's probably getting a little bit ahead in economy, because I had to flip up the CVs, and no, it's actually a follow-up attack.
Now, weirdly enough, these Hellions might work out. Hellbats are really not too bad versus Roaches, and Xeno in a worst case scenario could always lift up and go back to the main, but the one thing the Roaches is going to be able to do that you couldn't in most situations is tear down those back rocks. So, if the front gets bunkered, and if Xeno decides to retreat back to one base, it still doesn't mean it's an easy defense.
Certainly true.
Well, he's gonna... I like the bro. This is kind of cool to see, but if the Hellion sees this Roach, all he needs to see is one Roach back up. He's got the Marine count to take a fight. Oh, but not out here in the open! Oh, this is bad for Xeno. The Marines, if they're sitting behind Hellbats dealing damage, the Marines actually have enough to hold this pretty well. A couple of SCVs pulled to the front might be what he needs to make sure the bunker lives, but this is trying to buy some time, and I don't know how much time he's going to buy, how much he's really afforded through this. Choosing
not to turn them into Hellbats might be a mistake. I mean, I realized that they were able to add damage without dying, but I actually don't know what would be better.
Well, he lowers the depot so he can try and get us around on the Roaches. So many of them are getting away just barely alive, but I definitely think Hellbats would be better in this situation. If for no other reason, they can soak the hits way better.
Right. That's what my thought process is. And you know, if you try and target the Marines that are behind the Hellbats, then you run into the Hellbat fire anyways. Like, I don't know.
Well, second Commander still alive. You can still lose a couple more SCVs before this gets devastating, but he's already losing out on so much money just through this attack. And Bly, well, bro might just finish here, and this is gonna really hurt because Xeno is gonna land his skin.
Painful, very painful. Even then, like, he's running out of units. You know, wouldn't mind to only get 2 shots, and you can actually burrow to
Juke
escape
him out.
the
Yeah,
direct shot.
like that. Nice moves out of Bly.
This is too much. This is getting to a point where it's just too much damage anyways. Like,
I think
he might hold
If-
and whatnot, but he's down by 15 workers now, and not with a 3rd CC.
Exactly. If this was a 3rd CC, well, Xenosaur probably would have taken way more damage, I guess, because they have less to work with. But if this was a 3rd CC, his recovery would be a much greater potential, I guess you could phrase it. But attack the barracks. Attack the barracks. Nicely done.
Very nice. Definitely did not want to have to go open up the scan for that. This is just being... This is really bad. You know, he doesn't have a 3rd CC, so SCV production's not going to be that great. He doesn't have a starport, so there's not like a return damage. I mean, the only thing he can hope for is that the Hellions will slip in and do a lot of damage, but there's roaches. There's still roaches. There's more roaches, actually. Like, Bly is going for another attack.
Not taking advantage of that armory, I think, is the biggest pain for Xeno this game. I can understand that you're worried about the roaches kiting the Hellbats, but just that damage that the Hellbats have. I mean, Hellions tickle roaches. Hellbats actually hurt roaches.
Yeah, it was a hard decision. I mean, it was also like the last attempt you can make, right? Like the first things Xenosaur probably should have done was, you know, maybe get another SCV out there, but a bunker at the front would hold on for just a little bit longer. Now he's gonna be able to get Marauders, which is a little helpful, but only a little. This is just actually, like, I'm just going to chalk it up to this really nice build for Bly in counter to what Xenosaur's build was. You know, the lack of Reaper, the 2 Marines, the 6 Lings, everything just lined up nicely for Bly.
I don't really know what to be said at this point. The roaches are just causing so much havoc. The Marauder's doing what it can, and the damage is certainly nice, but he can't afford to keep scanning. A Raven might be worth the investment after this Banshee just based on the fact that it would save him so much money, but down to 11 workers, no mules really carry him through this game.
This is it. It's down by 30 workers now. The game's over. The Banshee, it wouldn't be able to do that much. You go. That was, I would really chalk that up to, like, Xenosaur can't be too frustrated with that game. He probably is, because he lasted like 5 more minutes than